What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy, Mr. Meyer, with the fire, here to share ideas and take the collective vibration higher. My sole intention is to reconcile all paradox with love and truth, and I love you. And we're doing it in one take. I swear, this is the first time I hit start, and this is the only time I'm gonna do it today. Today is Tuesday, August 15th, and this is the astrology up until August 22nd. And I'm not kidding, guys. Almost every video I make, I hit start and I introduce myself for about 10 seconds and I say, I don't like that one. And I do it again. And I tell you guys, I have to delete about 10 videos after I'm done uploading the final video. But this is gonna be one take. And we consecrate this incense with the powers of Mercury to bring us the best astrology that there is. Indeed. Blessed be. Let me show you the chart really quick, because it's a beautiful day. I have a lot to tell you, but I set the intention before anything else to give you the most meaningful information that I have and really make this applicable and relatable to the collective. It's a beautiful day. I'm out here by the Magic House. If you know, you know. Ooh, here's the chart. Feast your eyes. Behold how beautiful it is to have the astrology. So ignore the ascendant, ignore the houses. This is just my local geography and time where we are today. I'm gonna pull out my handy dandy notes and just let you know how it goes. Today, the sun is in Leo at 22 degrees. So if you're in the northern part of the world, hemisphere wise, that's middle of the summer. And the bottom is gonna be middle of the winter. So regardless of where you find yourself during Leo season, you will find yourself there. Wherever I go, there I am. So Leo is really about you. It's about honoring, seeing, knowing the self, okay? The innate specialness that you are, creating something, expressing something. Leo also indicates love for life, love for existing, fun itself. So please, for the love of you and me and everything holy, do not take life too seriously right now, okay? Life is supposed to be fun, at least sometimes. You know, so if you aren't experiencing the fun, I implore you to go find a creative outlet, go find something to put your energy into so you can just play a little bit and take some of that seriousness off of your plate, okay? Wow, cycles are closing, they're ending and beginning. And this is really exciting because the moon is in Leo right now at about 18 degrees. And when it hits 23 and connects with the sun, we're gonna have a new moon, okay? And this is a new beginning, a new cycle. A seed is being planted. We've been in the theme of deep release. Ouch. Letting go of a lot of bullshit. And that's gonna hurt. Smile through the pain. Try to give gratitude to any experience that you're having. But tomorrow, on Wednesday, this is really beautiful. I'm spacing out because of the timing. It's gonna be late tonight. Probably before a lot of people wake up, this new moon will have already peaked, but I will say that we have this energy for a couple days. So Wednesday, make sure you're setting intentions in your life. Make sure that you're focusing on what you want out of life. I don't mean to exaggerate, folks, but I am so serious that your life can be perfect if you just do 3 things. And that is just know what you want, go after it, and feel good about it. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to do, but hey man, if you keep it that simple, it'll get easier the longer you commit to it. And this Leo new moon really does look like reinventing ourselves. I'm gonna show you guys the new moon chart, which is bonkers, bruh. And we're gonna take a minute to talk about this new moon. So like I was mentioning, I'm zooming in for you guys. The new moon is gonna be where the moon connects with the sun, but look what else is there. Bruh. We got Black Moon Lilith, new moon. So this is honestly one of the darkest new moons of the year. And if you understand that and make peace with this, this will be the best new moon of the year for you. Also, we got Venus hanging out very close, right on top at 18. So needless to say, I'm gonna say it anyway, this new moon is about love. I just saw Hierophant reverse. Yeah, it's about understanding the value of love and really taking a stand to fight for your love. But more so than anything else, man, your life is your life, and that's not redundant. I'm trying to tell you that you must guide your actions by principle as a human with intellect. And The most important principle of all is self-preservation. This is encoded in instinct for all the animals and plants, but our rationality and our connection with others and our empathy and the way that we have different political and corporate entities which provide our resources and honestly extort us in some ways, I'm telling you, you have to make self-preservation your priority and focus, because when you show up for yourself and you honor yourself and you provide for your needs, other people get to know a better version of you. And honestly, we can only replicate what we see, okay? So by being your best self, you set a better example for other people. The best gift you could give anybody is just showing them how to take care of themselves. Woo, and setting big boundaries for yourself. I just incensed my leg. Pluto and Sagittarius needed to hear that shit, bro. Whew, that shit hurted. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. So about this new moon, man, there are revelations here with Black Moon Lilith. What is Black Moon Lilith? Let me tell you really quick. Black Moon Lilith is the apogee of the moon, and this literally just means the furthest the moon can be from the earth within its orbit. That's it right there. You see what I did? No more burning my thighs. Not right now. No sirski. So this is the furthest the moon can be from the earth, and that would therefore indicate, with the moon being emotions in the heart, a deep part of ourself, maybe even a hidden part of ourself that is requiring nurturing and love and acknowledgement. And this is why for months you guys have heard me say, the time to love yourself is now. The time to appreciate yourself is now. The time to meet yourself on a deeper level is right now. No doubt you love yourself or admire parts of yourself. It's undeniable with Leo season. Even if you don't appreciate every part of yourself, I guarantee there's parts of yourself that are worthy of respect by your own judgment, right? So the challenge with this cycle, and I just want to make a note of this, folks, because this is the beginning of the lunar cycle, meaning we are going to be building upon this lesson for the lunar cycle, for the month. And we're going to be seeing a culmination on August 30th on the full moon in Virgo. So before then, get an understanding of the work. The work is shadow work. New moon conjunct the black moon. Revealing of the hidden. Getting comfortable with the darkness. Because wherever there is light, come on, bro. Wherever there's light, there must be shadow. There must be darkness. All consciousness will create unconsciousness. And you're a lot bigger than you think you are. You're a multi-dimensional being. Of course, we have our physical body, but we also have our emotional body and the astral vehicle, the mental body, the spiritual body. On the highest level of existence, we all are one, right? On the lowest level, oh, there is duality. And both things are okay. Neither is better than the other. These things just are. The point of this conversation is get aware of what you are not aware of. What we don't know can hurt us. And honestly, with Saturn and Pisces, more importantly, what we don't know can hurt others. And that's not going to help anybody, man. Hurt people hurt people. We must take full responsibility for all of our energy. And what this actually means, folks, is that with this new moon, do not blame anybody but yourself for the life that you are living. This is not easy, but this is what has to be done. We are in full control of the lives that we live. You are an autonomous being, a spirit with infinite potential. And yes, you live in a physical, material world, but your consciousness is your infinite supply, right? So, do not blame others, because blame gives away your power. Focus on solutions. Focus on growth. This new moon is intense, my friends. There is going to be a need for reinventing ourselves. Let me creep up to that new moon again, because I want to show you the other aspects that we have. These are insane. The new moon is making a square to Uranus. So here we've got our new moon, and then we've got Uranus up here in Taurus. that big ass red line, that 90-degree angle you see. And what is Uranus? Uranus is the planet of change. It's the planet of freedom. It's the planet of the future. Uranus is different, my friends. It spins sideways. The rings are vertical. The moons are vertical. And some would say that's because the outer planets and the inner planets are pulling on it with the gravity. But either way that goes, there's no planet like Uranus physically with its characteristics. And that's going to show really its symbolic meaning and archetypal forms of expression. This is different. And this is necessary. This is a product of science. Wherever Uranus is concerned, there's a tendency to raise the vibration of anything that's touching. And this is our whole new cycle. Squares coming in at a pretty rough angle with a lot of force, essentially. So where the sun in the Uranus is concerned, there is a need to step deeper into your identity and to appreciate your role in the world. And deeper than this, let shit out of the heart and open the heart more with the moon up there, all right? So this is, of course, a need for freedom. It's a need for independence. And it's a desperate need for change, is what we're all experiencing at this time. So I encourage everybody to rise above the desire or the unconscious action of seeing the world as fucked up, seeing the world as inherently wrong. You know, this is on top of the deck, seeing some boredom or despondency. You know, be the change that you want to see. It's okay to see things that you don't accept, but don't be cynical. Don't be nihilistic. Don't project your unhappiness onto the world. Be the change you want to see. Because what this looks like for some people who aren't into astrology or might just kind of be scraping their knees with this is feeling totally fucking alone in this cycle, like nobody cares about you. But also that's really your own bullshit, saying that your need to be a certain way, to hold on to certain emotions, artificially separates you from connecting with people, you know? And I encourage everybody to go where they're celebrated, to be in the right room around the like-minded people that can truly help and support you. But at the same time, man, you know, you have to give people the freedom that you wish them to give you as well. So this is about being very real and being very honest with the Sun square Uranus. And deeper than this, it talks about clarifying the ideals that we have and also clarifying our identity. Who the fuck are we and what do we want to be when it comes to that change that we're making? And the hardest part about this one, y'all, let me tell you, the hardest one about this one, this new moon square Uranus, is avoiding avoidance. Yeah, avoiding avoidance. No bullshit. Going right to the heart of a difficulty and working to clear that shit up immediately. Focusing on solutions. And the challenge here is finding freedom through the responsibilities and not freedom from the responsibilities. Pay your dues. Be excited to contribute. Because if you contribute to something that truly reflects your image and your ideals, you will be happy. It won't even feel like work. It'll feel like a game. You'll be excited to be part of the cause, right? That's a burning conviction. That's the power of will and the strength of the heart. You just got to know what you do it for. And above all else, if you can't figure out what to do it for, kings, queens, do it for your motherfucking self. You hear me? Sheesh. So let's break down some other planets, because we're going to be experiencing this new moon for the next couple weeks once we hit the full moon in Virgo, and then we'll be waning out to the new moon in, full moon in Pisces, waning out to the new moon in Virgo. That's how it goes. Basically, speaking of Virgo, Mercury is in Virgo at 19 degrees. I'll show you as I tell you. Mercury represents the mind. Mercury represents how we think, the intellect, powers of perception. There's that bitch right there in the yellow. Hold on, I'm trying to see it as I'm showing you. Boom, yep, there it is. So what Mercury in Virgo is about in its home sign is thinking about the facts, looking at what makes sense, making it make sense, clear communication, paying attention to the details. Are things working as they should? That's really what it is. I mean, I could elaborate, but it also, Virgo talks about simplicity. So if y'all are hearing what I'm saying and able to imagine something, you are getting the energy already, which is quite beautiful. And there's some conjunctions with this bitch. Mercury's sandwiched between Mars, and it's sandwiched between Pallas Athena. And where Mars and Mercury conjoin, and keep in mind, Mars up here, Mercury's applying into Mars. It's the faster moving planet. So Mercury coming up to Mars is a focused mind, intensity within our communication, directness in thought and speech. And this might look like being too hot-headed. So, yeah, slow down, or go to the gym and beat the fuck out the bag, lift some weights about it. Try not to shout to others about it unless they really got it coming, you know? Yeah. Because the Mercury-Mars feels like, bruh, can we go any faster? This shit is so damn slow. So I feel like you want to resist the urge to feel like things aren't going your way whenever they aren't being perfect or matching your expectations. Because with this Mercury Virgo energy, yeah, simplicity and correctness is important, but at the same time, you got to be really careful about that Virgo energy because it can be very critical, it can be very discriminating. And you got to keep in mind what Virgo archetype really is. This is the fall of Venus. And Venus is already retrograde, folks. So what this really talks about is that some of y'all don't feel okay. And that's because you really be beating yourself to death with the mind. And I'm sorry, bro, because that shit is vicious. As a Virgo rising, Mercury ruled chart, bro, I get that shit. I truly understand. Be your best friend. Watch your self-talk. And hey, I know a lot of you guys have heard before, if you would not allow someone else to talk to you this way, don't talk to yourself that way. So that's one good way to check. But on top of that, you know, you may let some shit slide that you shouldn't because you don't know any better. And we're people, we do that. So in order to not do that, I truly encourage you to ask yourself what you assume about life. And this talks about looking at the self-talk, which is often unconscious or reactive, and then just looking at it from the third person and saying, damn, what does a person who thinks this believe about life? What do they feel like about people? What do they feel like about the world? What are their expectations about life? And hey, your expectations really create a lot of your life. So you can always put pressure on the law of assumption. And speaking of Virgo, there's Pisces on the opposite side. So a big part of this chapter we're living in, my friends, is really putting pressure on belief, questioning your beliefs. Do they make sense? Are they based on experience? And even if they're based on experience, are they based on truth from experience? Or are they based on bias from experience? Do your beliefs support your dreams, or do they limit your dreams? Are you chasing a level of perfectionism or idealism that is impossible? Because if so, you will feel burdened by your beliefs and confused by your ideals and kind of feel like you're not getting what you deserve from life. And that's truly self-inflicted and also awful. So, hey man, if you do realize that it has been you inadvertently fucking up your whole life, please be kind to yourself. Because that shit is humiliating, bruh. No cap. But that's the gift. Hey, if you're the one stopping you, you can unstop yourself. And really, you're the only one that could stop you in the first place. So you just gotta think about when it comes to Pluto, man, you are way bigger than this body. So sometimes when the body has to stop, you're gonna have to be strong enough in your mind to take a step back from that shit. Be pure consciousness and awareness and just smile for the camera. Be grateful for the growth. And challenge your perception. Reframe reality through an honest lens for yourself to continue in faith for life and see a benevolent future. Trust in that, okay? So let's talk about the Venus retrograde right quick, because this is crazy. And this Venus is connected to the new moon, all right? So here we got Venus. Let me zoom in for you folks. 18. I'm trying to be a little more interactive with the transits because truly, guys, honestly, I don't want to edit these videos. It takes extra time. I'm a Virgo rising. I'm super tedious with it. I always want to make it perfect. I do want to edit these eventually, but for the time being, I just want to get better at the consistency in the craft. And I figured just, you know, showing you these saves me having to just edit. So there we go. Venus is moonwalking like Michael Jackson through the sky. And that's beautiful, that's fly, but bruh, that should be hurting a little bit. If you watched the last breakdown and the one before, you know that Venus has crossed over Black Moon Lilith, and this in itself has been a revealing of shadows when it comes to our relationships and also our value systems truly. And I think what we are all seeing, I could be wrong, but I think what we're all seeing in the collective is that we are missing out on the love of ourself. While we are doing great things in the name of love and even self-love, given the time that we're living through right now, given these circumstances, we truly have more to give to ourselves. And I think about the Aquarius opposite the Leo. This is the 21st century. This is a globalized community, more connected than ever before, yet that is extremely isolating. So it's imperative that you adjust and keep up with the times and truly pour love and respect into yourself. And at the same time, Leo does indicate purpose and meaning and the significance too. So what I'm seeing with this energy is that, some people feel like they're falling short, but also that could again be a result of the ideals that you hold about yourself being a little unfair. I do want to say, your purpose exists within you. You don't have to go out and find it. It sits in your heart. It sits in your soul. Trust that. Connect with that. Don't neglect yourself. Redirect your energy. If you feel like something's got to change, it absolutely does. And for things to change for you, you got to be the one to change. And I just encourage you, stop interrupting yourself. Stop distracting yourself. Look at the external things, people, places, substances, etc. Look at the external things that you wish to provide joy for you and put a little space in between them. And in that space, redirect that love to yourself. Find joy in yourself. I hope you guys see this. You literally have the ability to bring yourself joy. You have the ability to bring yourself inspiration. What would you do? They say, what would Jesus do? What would you do? Think about a future version of yourself. Think about your higher self. The 90-year-old version of you. If you're already 90, think about the 100-year-old version of you, and just think about how would they react to this? Would they give a fuck about this as much as you do? Nah, not that big of a deal. Can let it slide. What's even crazier is that really, folks, no matter how empathic you are or how Venusian you are or Neptune you are, how loving and connected you are, it's your approval you look for in all things. And if you miss that, you might not feel fulfilled. So the Venus retrograde is a revealing of the past when it comes to the things that we loved, that we valued, that we invested in, that we were willing to indulge in or compromise with. And that's really just going to say that some of this fruit is bitter, for real. Some of this fruit is sweet. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And first of all, don't hate, bro. There's no room for resentment in the heart, man. Because to create your future, you must be uninhibited by your past. Negative emotion is real. We got to accept it so we can release it. But, resentment and fear, this is really the biggest killer when it comes to your dreams. When it comes to you being magnetic to imagination and positivity and love. How the fuck are you going to create your dreams from resentment? How the fuck are you going to create your dreams from fear? You won't. And I'm sorry to tell you that. But I'm grateful to tell you that because if you are struggling with that, you're a human. That's okay. When you lift the inner chains off, bruh, you're going to be flying in the external world. And I would not like to watch you spin your wheels when you got a monkey on your back, so to speak. It's like those obstacle courses where you're chained to a bungee cord or there's a parachute as you're running. You clip that shit off, bro, you are gonna fly. A lot of us got comfortable with resistance or selling ourselves short or getting the losing trade, bad end of the bargain, short straw, short stick. So honesty is gonna set us free at this point. And what's even crazier, y'all, is what I'm seeing with this, because, I'm a human just like you guys, bro, but I'm a soul, a limitless essence. I'm no thing, truly. So when I'm looking at astrology, I'm looking at this through the eyes of God as a 12th house Mercury. And I feel like collectively, what I've been shown is that with this Venus retrograde, some things that we hid from ourselves and some things that we hid from each other are being revealed also. The universe is stepping in and calling out the bullshit and lies. And that just means evil can't hide anymore. And this is amazing. This is actually beautiful. This is actually what we want as a universe, as conscious, loving, living beings, you know? That toxic shit is being detoxified, all right? So I just encourage you to participate with love, but also accept. A big thing I want to tell y'all is to practice acceptance and realize the things that interact with us, they vibrate with us on some level of resonance. So I'm not encouraging anybody to think that because bad things happen to you or you meet harmful people that you're a bad person, but do think about which emotions would draw these in and what fears or contradictory forces might attract these through polarity. And again, the number one principle is self-preservation. So we are jumping back and forth between planets, but y'all can follow me. Saturn, the real world, the message is, folks, if we don't learn when to dial back empathy or consciousness or compassion, others can take advantage of it. The world can take advantage of it. We have to preserve and protect and save ourselves. That's what this is about. And Neptune's in Pisces too. Like I said, just follow me through the water, man. We're jumping around, but I do have notes. And this really just means with Neptune in Pisces that the universe needs unconditional love and unity more than ever now. But at the same time, we connect the world by connecting with ourselves. We connect the world by connecting with ourselves. You don't actually connect and unify the world by losing yourself and giving so much of yourself and throwing your soul out for things outside of you. Take time to value the sacrifices you make. And also know that the universe values them as well. The universe cares. The universe knows all. And what is a universe? You. One being. How weird is it that you're watching this video, but we have one consciousness in two bodies? It's fucking crazy. Ow. You know, that pain in your heart holds the key. That is the gift. A lesson is a blessing. Your emotions, this is the chalice on the altar of your soul. Think about it. The chalice is the water, the emotions. The wand is your will, your fire. The sword is your communication, your air, your truth. Earth is your body, your pentacle, your stone. And as a soul, you are having experiments on this altar. That's what life is about on Earth. All right? So you got to figure out who you are, what makes you special, and realize this shit is scientific. So I'm telling you guys, if you can appreciate science, your life is going to be amazing, because the age of Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius, is all about being empirical. If you take a systematic approach to your life, and just slow the fuck down, you, my friend, are gonna have the best life anyone's ever seen. And you will truly embody and appreciate the highest potentials of your leadership abilities every day, in any circumstance. Mark my words, think about it. I just saw a bug. He said, that motherfucker's spitting. He came through to let me know. Guys, this is like a really fun place. It's episode 10, and that's a special thing. 10 weeks straight. I hope you hit that like button and leave me a comment. I love seeing you guys interacting with these videos, and I don't plan on stopping them anytime soon. So to commemorate that, we're going to celebrate the abundance. Today was the last day of our 44-day abundance challenge as well. I meant to bring this up. So yeah, in the spirit of Jupiter Taurus, in the spirit of Venus retrograde, getting our finances right, getting our relationship with peace and security right. If you haven't done the 44-day abundance challenge, I strongly recommend you take advantage of it. It's absolutely free. It's basically a challenge where you commit yourself to working on the principles, following through these prompts, rewiring your belief, and then at the end of the challenge, there's some cool magic to participate in. But it's a lot of rewiring your beliefs first, because if you don't do that beforehand, you'll be approaching the magic with the wrong energy. I've seen a lot of lives change in these 44 days, so it's a weird day in the sense that there's this relief because we're not, we're done, you know? We can repeat it, but yeah, we're done with the work per se, but now we're enjoying it, we're reflecting, we're celebrating. So I just want to congratulate everybody who went through it and experienced it. Thank you so much. I'm congratulating all the people who are going to do it still. Have fun. Thank yourself for committing to that abundance challenge, because this world is rich. This world is beautiful. I could talk you guys here off about it. If you want to see my video journals, join that Discord, hit the link, and you'll be able to see, you know, my experiences with them. They're private videos. And I will say that shit hurt, bro. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, but it was fucking worth it, dude. I found that rewiring my relationship with money rewired my relationship with self-worth and identity, and even my relationships with people. So everything changed in my life through that challenge and through these times. So take advantage of that, please, for yourself. It only takes time and energy, and you have both. You owe it to yourself, for real. Even people doing well financially did pretty well with that as well. It's a lot of wells. Yeah, it's inside. I mean, like, really, you will see it. It's really inside of you, folks. That's the whole point of it. The kingdom of God, it's in your heart. Your all-sufficiency of supply dwells within your spirit. And it's your consciousness of the unlimited universe that gives you supply. It's not the physical world. Okay? So, what are we talking about? Returning to love. Returning to joy. Returning to peace. That's what this Venus retrograde is about. Getting your heart right. Honestly, getting over a lot of bullshit from the past. Letting the old karma go. Saturn is retro as well. So yeah, guys, I think we are living in some heavy times. I can only speak for myself and my close friends and family, of course, but I see, and I mean, that's the subjective lens I'm looking at this astrology through. I try to be empirical as I can, but I do feel like there's a lot that's being let go, you know? And even though we're about to hit this new phase, start waxing and planting seeds and taking initiative, please understand that as we're moving forward, a lot of you guys see this every day, showing up for your kids, showing up at work, doing the things, running your fucking business, but having to let go of so much shit at the same time. You're dealing with the future, you're dealing with the present, and you're dealing with the past, and it feels like everything is pulling at you, okay? So do not skip the mirror talks. I need you to look yourself in the soul, the windows to the soul, and say your name, acknowledge yourself, thank yourself for your strength, your consistency, your care. Thank yourself for your patience, your integrity, compassion. Apologize to yourself for all the fuckery that you've done to you, that others have done to you, that the world has made you experience. Yeah, life is a gift, man, but this gift be hurting, bro. So it's okay to recognize that and say, you know, friend, it's hard. Commit yourself to yourself. Recommit yourself every day. Don't go a day without talking to yourself. I don't give a damn how weird it feels or looks. It sets a good example for other people. It inspires others to take care of themselves. Don't ever feel bad about taking care of yourself. And this is gonna snowball and compound. And the longer you do it, the more joy you'll experience, and you will truly realize that it's only your love and approval that you need. And I swear. On another note, it's about encouraging yourself, giving yourself recognition. I've had these cards sitting out for a minute, dude, so I'm trying to unpack this energy in the collective for you guys for a hot minute. It's about recognizing that you are successful. The real secret is you are successful the moment that you decide you are. Like, you're never defeated. You're playing your game. You are a one of one. You are an anomaly in the most respectful way. There's something amazing about you that makes you different than everybody, that makes you special. Innately, you are valuable, right? And the fact that you are alive means you are successful. So you have to be able to recognize that in yourself enough to be able to vibrate love from within. That's what this Venus retrograde is about, y'all, with this Lilith going through Leo. And this is the crazy thing, folks, because I can talk to the collective with such emphasis and conviction on this, and it's crazy because my Mercury is like, bro, you don't even know people like that. But I can see what God's doing, which is crazy. Where with Lilith pulling at the Leo constellation, it's revealing collective self-hatred. Yeah, it is. And we all got to take a piece of the pie. That pie tastes like ass, bro. It's fucking terrible. It's the worst fucking pie. Like, it's all salt, dog. That shit was not sugar. They mistook that. They were sadly mistaken. That was not Paula Deen. Like, so yeah, bro, I know it makes you wince. It makes you, like, cringe. It burns when you eat that cake. But let it out, you know? Let it out, let it out, let it out. I'm trying to preach acceptance today. Acceptance, acceptance. There are things that you are going to want to change that will fall in the realm of your control. But in order to change them, you should accept them first. Without accepting them, it's going to be even harder to change them. You know, and it's been hard for me, humiliating for me to look myself in the eyes or just express, I hate myself. You know, you're multidimensional. It's okay to say that you hate yourself. If that feeling exists, let it out. Because you don't hate all of yourself, right? You might just hate certain parts of yourself that are too obstinate, too fixed, too negative, right? Too fearful, too scared. You know, these parts create conflict with the world, conflict with others, and conflict with ourselves. You know, so these parts become oppressive. They become hard. Those pessimistic parts, those negative parts. Those parts be beating the shit out of ourselves. Go ahead and say it. I hate that part of myself. Make you feel a lot better, man. When it comes to expressing your negative emotions, either verbally or through like journaling, you eventually get to the point where you're just tired of seeing the shit, you know? So like, you're like, hey, I see it and I'm loving me anyway. You're just gonna get tired of fighting the fight. You rise above, you play the bigger person when it comes to yourself, you know, so to speak. And that's truly empowering to say that no matter what life puts you through, no matter what messages others send to you, no matter what messages the environment sends to you, hey, you're the narrator. You wrote the script. You're the director. You call the shots. What you say goes. You hear me? But avoiding shit won't make it go away. Ignoring shit will just delay how much time it takes. So like I said, go straight to the heart of the difficulty and start working to clear it up immediately. Immediately. You will save yourself time. You will thank yourself later. You'll experience the peace of mind of opportunity and freedom. Okay? So you got to be honest enough with yourself about what you don't like to be able to affirm and claim and recognize what you do like, is what I'm seeing. In letting go of these negative emotions. And what you'll notice, guys, with those mirror talks, when you talk to yourself and just make a point to acknowledge yourself, watch the mirror talk video I made if you haven't seen it already. It's on my profile. When you make this point to talk to yourself, you'll build a relationship with yourself through the acknowledgement, but also you'll get to the point of expressing what's on your heart and then encouraging yourself. And in the process of doing that, what's so crazy is that you start to find the resistances that you have to doing that. You start to find the things that you are still upset about, the things from your past that haunt you, the ideas that disturb your mind. And you basically talk yourself through it. You clarify that shit for yourself. You give yourself that compassion, that empathy, that forgiveness. You build those commitments to yourself. You reassure yourself. That's what I mean when I say, y'all, commit yourself to yourself every fucking day. Do it the first thing when you see the first mirror, okay? You will thank yourself, I swear. So look out for that. This whole week, we have Mercury in Virgo making a trine to Uranus and Taurus. And that's genius. That's revolution. That is forward thinking. And speaking of Mercury, I want to talk about one of the goddesses. I was telling you guys that Uranus up here is making our trine to Mercury. Boom, boom, boom. But let's look at Gemini. The asteroid Vesta is in 21 Gemini. And Vesta is the goddess of the hearth, the goddess of the home. She tends the sacred fire that burns constantly. So Vesta represents divine will, sacred work, and also the cleansing fire of spirit. And Vesta and Gemini said, clean your damn room. For real. With your dirty ass. And some of y'all think it's clean already, do better. Like for real. Feng shui. Program your environment. Purify your environment. I can feel my stomach hurting. Some of y'all are like, ooh. Yeah, I know, dude. I know, bro. Yeah, it's not that that shit is disgusting, but it's like, it may not support your clarity. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that if your environment is needlessly restricted, your mind will be too. As above, so below. So within, so without. So organize, 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 minimize. This says delete shit from your house, delete shit from your desk, delete shit from your phone, so things can be clear. Delete shit from your phone, delete shit from your computer. Remove these energies, clean. Cleaning is the best banishing ritual there is. So take note of that. Advantages are there. I have not really been touching on these notes for real, but I've been speaking from the heart. With this Venus retrograde, like I said, a lot is going up to be loved on, revealed, and reconciled as well. It's about freedom when it comes to love. In returning the love and the resources where they were supposed to go automatically. Looking for purpose within yourself, looking for joy within yourself, finding fun and all the good things within yourself so you can truly appreciate them in the external world. I know I mentioned it earlier, but I just want to say, of course, we will look for the good things outside of ourselves, but remember that those things that we're seeking are actually reflections of the things that we like about ourselves, right? Think about it. So then when you look at that within you, embrace that and start to love on that, dude, you have so much more fun out there. I'm telling you. With people too. Yeah. Love on yourself. You get me? Call your power back. And don't be giving it away as carelessly. You feel me? This retrograde Venus is reapplying to Jupiter in a square. You know, we got Venus in Leo, Jupiter in Taurus. So that's about 90 degrees. And what that's going to say, you might be able to see the bottom red line. Venus, Jupiter. Yeah, you see it right there. It's a need for indulgence. It's a need for adventure, deeper experiences. This is really spiritual love, my friends. Spiritual love. So this could look like doing something careless or doing something that's pretty idealistic. I don't know. Fuck around and find out. Spirit said, let's wrap it up. Practice acceptance, move forward. I want to talk about Mars and Virgo for a little bit because we got about one more week of this. So Mars, like I said many times over, y'all, we don't really get too far into the outer planets apart from their influence on these inner transits because they don't move so fast. So we got Mars up there in red, 22 Virgo. We talked about it being on Mercury right now, or about Mercury getting into it this week. So do understand this week, this Mercury Mars, you know, is going to be exact, and you just got to take pressure off your mind. Organize. Pardon me. Virgo Mars. Mars is about energy. It's about will. It's about direction. And we've had it here for a couple weeks. Like I said, we got one more week because at the end of the week, Mars will be at 27 Virgo next Tuesday. So this is our intentions, our energy, our power. And Virgo, again, is very focused and discriminating. So this will be a need for speed. Not the movie, but intensity, focus, a depth to your actions. And you might already be feeling this, but consider working harder. Consider taking adequate breaks, finding a balance between those things. If you're not working hard already, work harder. If you are already working hard, work smarter. Either way it goes, work smarter. This is the age of thinking more and doing less. Adjusting to the vibration of air. So what's really interesting about Mars in Virgo is that, yeah, the mode is about getting it done and also really having control over our desires and being quite disciplined and focusing on the integrity. But what's crazy, let me show you, I'm gonna fast forward 1 week so it actually pops up a little bit more clear. Neptune in Pisces is directly opposite Mars in Virgo. And I got them on the ascendant descendant right now, so you'll be able to say like back and forth. That's a 180. So this opposition is about compassionate action. It's about really finding the balance between the two worlds, the material world and the spiritual world, and doing your best to stay focused, but also at peace with yourself and pure. Serving the greater good, but not doing so much sacrifice that you become a martyr of your devotion. That's what that's about. It's a delicate balance, man, because when you put yourself in that position that you've elected yourself for, you end up getting pissed at the world and getting real cold, becoming real cruel, projecting a lot of bullshit, you know? And perception becomes reality because you're only looking at the negative, you know? So that being said, if you can find the balance between the two worlds, again, by putting self-preservation as your #1 priority, you will actually be able to give your sacrifices from a place of abundance and truly be amazed and fulfilled with the opportunities that the world is presenting you with in every day that you're being. You know, don't neglect yourself. And that's the challenge with the Virgo Mars energy and the Virgo energy in general, is saying that now Mars is cutting out the bullshit and it's time for us to get real with our health, get real with the ways that we've lied to ourselves, the things that we deny, the ways that we humiliate ourselves or expect too much out of ourselves. It's all gotta go. Gotta get rid of that bullshit for real. So with Jupiter and Taurus, this 1 year thing, you know, Jupiter Taurus is really about having faith in yourself, again, having faith in the world, bringing it all back to the body, bringing it all back to earth. The divine feminine, you know, this is the age of the goddess as well. So call upon the goddess and be nourished. Make sure you eat well with Jupiter and Taurus. Saturn is retro in Pisces, finishing its first retrograde. And, you know, we're seeing that we paint the picture in the sky. That is your divinity. We are not going to get into a semantics debate, but that says you are God. Feel me? So, it's not what you're seeing, it's how you're seeing it. It's the inner world. It's the imagination. It's compassion. On one level, this says the spiritual world is the material world and vice versa. And we have to wield the witch's mind. And this means to be able to walk between the worlds, to see and perceive both, to be firmly rooted in both, and to recognize the multiplicity of being. The infinite fractal parts that make up one whole. You are the creator, all right? I know I just told you that, but be positive, be loving, be kind, have unconditional love for everything. Stay vigilant. Your word is your ability to create, so sometimes just don't say anything. Be still so we can learn from the past. Be excited for the future. Build your dreams. You got to understand your biggest wins are yet to come. And for a lot of you guys, the comeback is going to be fucking epic. Because like I said, your biggest wins are yet to come. You hear me? I see for a lot of y'all, this is getting your strength back with this Saturn retrograde. And feeling a little burnt out like you gave too fucking much. Yeah, Pisces energy for real. So stay vigilant, take care of yourself. Like I said, self-preservation. But what I've also seen on a broader note, so this is a little bit of a pivot, but it's on the same energy. Saturn retro in Pisces says that spirit is holding out to see how we do unsupervised. Are we learning? So have a faith in life, have a trust in yourself, and have an unconditional love for all. Pluto is still bending the nodes. I'm going to show you. And really, this means karmic shifts with a lot of pressure. And I will not elaborate. You see Pluto up there in the 11th, making that big old square to the north and south node. Yeah, bro, shit is breaking down so it can be built back up in the more pure form. Oh yeah, and that's just how evolution works. That's just the name of the game. That's how the wheel of fortune spins. Wheel of fortune. I need to start getting a soundboard. That's why I'm gonna have to edit the videos. You know? Can I buy a vowel? There's a lot to think about, a lot that go on, a lot of happening. Why the fuck does everything happen so much, y'all? Let me know in the comments. Tell me, why does everything happen so much? I have yet to figure out. Leave a like. Share this video with a friend if you find it would be helpful for them. I love and appreciate y'all. And I'm telling you, I know you love me too. That was a sign. How cool. Take care of yourself. I'll see y'all soon, okay? Happy new moon. Enjoy it. Make sure you're manifesting. Make sure you count your blessings. Blessed be, blessed we. Yes, indeed.